Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we are back with another Pours Unknown video where we have drawn this sample at random from our sample pool of blind bourbons and ryes. We have no clue what's in our glass, but we're going to smell it, taste it, rate it. Then we're going to find out the price and see if that changes our rating before we find out what we're drinking. We do it this way because we're very focused on value for the money, based on what it tastes like, separate and apart from any labels or hype or bias.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to actually try to run through this one uncut and kind of talk you through our process.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. You know, it makes editing nice and easy, which is a benefit for me.
Yeah.
And also, it gives you some insight into our process that you might not see. We'll kind of put some verbal notes in here as we go that might show you how this differs from our regular videos.
Let's do it.
But let's go ahead and get into the nose on this.
Okay.
Okay, immediately, when we smelt stuff, typically, there's like 30 seconds or a minute cut out of the video while we're just smelling and trying to figure out what we're smelling or tasting. But first things first, when I smell this, my brain is thinking, is it sweet? Is it more savory, more earthy? Where on the spectrum does it fall? And immediately, what did you get?
I got Twizzlers.
Yeah, I got a lot of sweetness, but there's a little bit of kind of funk in there too.
Yeah, there's like Twizzlers in the dirt.
Yeah, like in an attic. It's like you're sitting in a dusty attic eating a Twizzler.
Or maybe you found some Twizzlers, like a pack of Twizzlers, and then you opened them and you're like, these are a little
stale.
Not great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little of that kind of licorice, red licorice waxiness to it on the nose, which is very interesting. You don't get that on a lot of pours.
Yeah. Should we taste it?
And I will say, we will, but just looking at it, the color doesn't look particularly dark or anything like that.
It looks regular.
It's clinging to the glass pretty well. But yeah, I mean, it smells like a bourbon, I'll say.
Yes.
You've got your caramel vanilla oak. Oak seems nice and sweet. You've got that fruity candy Twizzler note. And generally speaking, not getting a lot more than that. We could spend more time smelling it, but who cares? We're here to taste it. Let's go.
Cheers.
So typically we would cut all this out, but we're going to take some time and let you see what we're getting here. And honestly,
this tastes more earthy.
Well, I'm going through the same process when we're tasting it too. I'm like, is it sweet? Is it earthy? Is it bitter? Is it sour? Where does it fall on the spectrum?
I just think, does this remind me of anything?
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then I'm like, it tastes like whiskey.
Which would explain some of Erin's tasting notes when you're watching our channel and she's telling you things that you don't typically hear on other whiskey channels, because she's not trying to give tasting notes. She's trying to tell you what it reminds her of. I'm trying to get a mental
picture of what this is in my head. And, like, taste-wise, like, does this taste like a rocking chair? Does a rocking chair come into my brain? Then I'll say this tastes like a rocking chair.
Yeah.
But if nothing comes into my brain, then that's when you see me, like, trying to hunt and be like, well, it's kind of like whiskey, because I don't know, because nothing comes to my brain.
Right. And I will say, our first impressions on the first sip are usually throwaways.
Yeah.
Typically, in this process, Erin will take a second first sip.
Which I was about to do. I was trying to sneak one in.
Help yourself.
Okay.
Well, what I was going to say is, typically when we're sipping, we're taking small sips, letting it sit on our tongue or I'm at least letting it sit on my tongue for just a second before I swallow it down. Sometimes you just knock it right back. But it's little sips so that you can kind of get that whole flavor out of what you're getting.
So this is kind of dry and a little bit more earthy on the palate than it was on the nose for me. The licorice isn't transferring to the palate for me. It kind of smells, it kind of tastes like that old musty attic that we found the Twizzlers in.
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, this has it seems like it might have some age on it. I am getting that Twizzler sweetness, though.
I'm not.
I am, personally. And that's primarily what I'm getting. It's those two notes very strongly. There is caramel vanilla oak in there. Definitely tastes like a bourbon. That's part of our process, even though we're not trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to categorize the flavors I'm tasting.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that if you tasted this and a red Twizzler next to each other, they would taste exactly the same. It is very much what it's reminding me of.
Yep.
There's a little bit of that in there. As per usual, Erin seems like she's got glass down with ratings. I usually don't have my ratings by the time she has hers.
So y'all, let's talk.
Why don't you just...
While you're doing something.
Instead of putting me on blast, why don't you just tell them your ratings while I get mine together?
Okay, so I'm giving this a just okay. It's not necessarily in my flavor profile today. And I'm giving it a just okay, but I could be convinced to give it a thumbs up. So it's not it could go either way. Today it's tasting a little too dry. I actually kind of want something a little more fruity than what this is, personally speaking. So it's getting a just okay.
Okay. As I'm taking my last sip before giving a rating, I'm usually focusing on how is the mouthfeel, how's the finish. I think this has, what for seemingly a low proof pour, it has quite a nice mouthfeel, and it does a nice oak and lingering oak spice on the finish. So while not my preferred flavor profile, I do like this, so I am going to give it a thumbs up. Pending price.
Yeah.
We will see.
Let's find out.
Not something I'll reach for all the time, but it is something that I would like to have around to enjoy periodically. In our key, this is number 88. And by the way, I will put down in the video description below, I will put a link to a sample key that I put together so you can see what our key kind of looks like. You're making a face like this is going to be very expensive or very cheap.
Probably $150.
Not surprised. Tastes like it's got some age on it.
It's the age, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I am not surprised at all.
Just because it's aged and a little bit more expensive does not necessarily mean you're going to like it, because I don't particularly care for this flavor of age.
Right. So you're at 150. Are you going thumbs down?
I'm going to stay just okay, because it's not bad. Like, I don't hate it. Mm-hmm. It's just not for me, especially at the price.
Yeah. I will say that for what it is, I'm gonna have to go down to just okay.
Yeah.
I do like it, but it is not something I would reach for all the time.
Yeah.
I do think it's very well done, whatever it is, and I think that for what you're paying for $150, if you like that kind of red Twizzler fruit, you like some kind of musty attic oak, not musty attic. It's not musty. It's dusty attic oak.
Dusty attic.
If you like that, then I think this is a very good pour for what you're getting. Mm-hmm. That's just not my favorite thing.
Same.
Let's find out what we've been drinking.
Same, bro.
You're thumbs down?
No.
You're just okay.
I'm just okay.
We're both just okay.
Yep. Okay, so this is Orphan Barrel Rhetoric 25 year.
Ooh, that checks out.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
She old.
The Dusty Attic is 100% correct.
Yeah, this is 91 proof, and this is thanks to Vin at Bourbon Spirits on Instagram.
Vin, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
This is quite a pour to experience.
So, who makes this?
Nobody knows, really. Oh. It's part of the story from the Diageo company. They say that they found these orphan barrels. This is really good for a low-proof pour.
Yeah, for 91 proof, that it has flavor.
Yeah.
It's just not necessarily the flavor that I want.
I mean, you can,
I guess that's the way to put it.
Can call it like a rare or special release.
Yeah.
There wasn't many of these.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if this, I don't know. I don't know if it's
Can you
Old
find
Heaven
these
Hill.
at all?
No.
Like,
I mean,
even on secondary?
Maybe. I know you can find Barter House 20 year for like $400 or $500.
And
you might be able
similar?
to find it. Yeah, same orphan barrel style. This is a little older.
Okay.
I don't know if the 25 year is rated any higher or not.
Gotcha.
So it could be a little more or less expensive. When it was new, I don't even know why I put $150. I don't know what it was new. I just put some arbitrary price because you can't find these. If you're going to find a bottle, it's probably going to be, I don't know,
so even
$500.
Even more than $150. So yeah. I'm way out on that then.
I will say, if you want a modern alternative to this, go get something with some high age on it. Something like a Calumet 16 or 15 year.
Okay.
I mean,
you're not getting the 25 year, but
right.
The Calumet 15 and 16 is pretty good.
You're almost never getting 25 years in bourbon.
Yeah.
So.
And if it's an orphan barrel, how do they know it's 25 years?
Well, they know where it came from. They just can't tell you. So, yeah. It's just part of the marketing spiel that they have.
Gotcha. Okay. Those clever marketers.
Yeah. I think it showed in this video, like that waxy Twizzler, old Twizzler, dusty attic. If you watch many of our videos, those are not notes we give almost ever.
Yeah.
So this definitely seemed like something a little off the beaten path.
Different, yeah.
I think one of the most interesting things about trying this is that while it is very unique, and I did like it, at least personally speaking, I did say it wasn't the thing I would grab all the time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really your jam.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm about to sneeze.
Okay. Well, we're uncut, so you got to let her rip. That cute little sneeze.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
If it were me sneezing, we would cut the video. But yeah, this is a very interesting pour. I think if you have a bottle like this on hand, don't expect it to blow you away. Or let's say you find one and you're willing to pay quite a few $100s for it. Don't expect it to blow you away, but it is a very unique experience. That 25
It
year
is unique.
That,
And it's not a bad experience.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I just don't think I would spend my money to purchase a bottle of it.
right. And that 25-year age statement is not something you're going to get almost ever
Yeah.
in the world of bourbon. A lot of times things age this much start turning like really heavily oaky, more so than
Fair.
this. They get a little turpentine-y.
I've had some that have done that.
Yeah,
So
not-
I concur.
Not great. So good job to Orphan Barrel on this one.
Yeah.
Hopefully you like this video, this uncut style, and talking you through how we taste. You know, we wanted to make it kind of informative as we went. We don't know what we were dealing with. We didn't know what we were dealing with.
Now we do.
Now we do. But yeah, it was very interesting. Hopefully you liked the uncut style and you liked us kind of explaining as we went. Not going to do a ton of these, but we just thought it would be fun to do something a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you like the channel and you want to get more of this content. And
Absolutely.
hit that bell down there if you want to join us for a live stream. We do those once a
sure.
month, and we would love for you to join us for those.
Yep. That's it for today. Be good to each other. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Can I have yours?
Yes, you can.
Oh, get a little. This is a little after the video. If Erin's not feeling it, even if she is feeling it, and I'm feeling it too, I try to mooch a little
You
off
always
of her.
ask, and sometimes I say yes.
Sometimes I'll save that for later.
Okay.
Have a good one.